Okay, I'm finally gonna drop the lore on how the police got involved with my friends twice in one night. Okay, so the first time me and my friends were getting ready for an after party, because we didn't go to actual prom, we just wanted to go to the after party. But anywho, then my little brothers come running up to my room and they're like, why the fuck are the police here? And so we all start like dying laughing because we're like, what the heck? And we kind of know, but my parents are on a date night at this time, so I go down like alone and I start talking to them, and then they were asking where my friend was because they had been looking for her. Not that she did anything bad, like she did not do anything bad. It was just this whole situation. But anywho, so they're asking where she is, and they're asking like, where are your parents? And I was like, oh, they're on a date night. And that sounded so bad because the police knew that I was her friend, but it was just a weird coincidence that my parents happened to be gone that exact moment. But anywho, they eventually leave, and like they were just checking what my speaker, and they were just checking on her, like make sure she was okay. And then we go to the after party, and then we went to Waffle House after. And this is like a big group because it's all these people from this one friend group in one car, and then I had to take some of them because like they didn't all fit. And then also two of my boyfriend's friends came with me because they didn't have a ride. So we're all at Whataburger, and then there's another group like over there of like teens the same age or whatever, and it's another like big group. And all of a sudden 4 police cars like pull up, and they're just waiting outside the Waffle House. And so all of us are like, what's going on? And I was the most panicked. If you know, you know, but like I had a reason to be the most panicked. Well, me and my friend. So I was like panicking on what we should do, and like I didn't know if we should go out one by one or like all at once or whatever. And finally we just ended up going out all at once. And then I can't remember if it was the police or the manager who like made the other group get out too. But apparently it was because they were scared of like dying and dashing because it was like a huge group or whatever. I don't know, that's just what I heard from the police, like, and my friend. Apparently the police like told her that they were just there because the manager was scared that we would die and dash. There's another reason that like we think it would be, but I don't want to like say it. But anywho, yeah, that was it. And then I had to drive like those 2 dudes home, and I'm not even kidding, I took so many wrong turns. Like it was bad. I could not understand the maps. I don't know why, like, and it's like 4 in the morning too, so it was just so stressful. Oh, and the worst part was there was like people sitting on each other's laps in the front seat, and so I couldn't see that mirror, and I couldn't see out the window. Like it was so stressful. I thought I was gonna die. But we all got home safe, and then my house was supposed to be the house that like everyone comes to after the party, because my neighbor's house, like her mom, I don't know, something was wrong. But it was so funny, they were so loud because they were all like a little bit, you know. And my mom wakes up really early, so it's like 6 a.m. in the morning, and my mom's awake, and they're just being so loud. And I'm so surprised at how my mom did not hear. Like, it was a miracle. But I kept telling them like, either you go to sleep or you leave. And so eventually they just like left because they were being so loud. But like I wasn't their house is right across the street, and so then me and my closest friend just stayed in here because she was supposed to sleep over here anyways. But yeah, that's the lore. And if one of y'all are wondering why I went to a party when I have a boyfriend, first of all, I asked him if he could go with me, but he didn't want to. And then second of all, I literally only went because like my friends really wanted me to go, and I wore like sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and any guy that came up to me, I was like, I have a boyfriend, I have a boyfriend, I have a boyfriend. Because I think for the Hoko after party, people were being, or no, it was like Halloween party, people were being like, why are you going to a party without your boyfriend? He's not a party person. And I literally only go because my friends go. But anywho, that's the story. Bye.
Okay, y'all, get ready for your story time. I have an influencer on this app chart, and y'all love this influencer. Basically, let me tell y'all how this all started. This creator basically followed me and sent me a DM. And this influencer, as I said, is pretty known and well liked, so I didn't really think anything of it. So in their DM, they were just telling me how they wanted to be friends and get to know each other, and I was just like, okay, because they seemed like a cool person. So we exchanged numbers and we started talking a little bit more, and this person then just started doing like really shady stuff, and they also were honestly just kind of rude. Obviously, I do not want to surround myself with a negative person, so I did kind of just distance myself a little bit more, and then they got really mad by that. So then they made this group chat with me, them, and their other friends, and they just started coming for me, trying to argue, and I was just kind of like, oh, that's definitely not cute, and it was also kind of corny. Honestly, I didn't really care because what are they gonna do through the screen? I guess they were just trying to scare me or something, but like, girl. Anyways, if you guys believe this, then let me know because I was joking. Almost every influencer I've met and talked to are actually like really sweet, but I had to give y'all like a fun little story time. So make sure you follow if you enjoyed, comment a pink heart, and have a blessed day. Bye.
Here's what the Glow House party was actually like from somebody who doesn't have shit to lose. This party made me realize that I don't want to do social media anymore. So like, I'm not doing this for clout or like to get back on anyone. Like I don't give a shit. One really important thing I want to note though is that I used to be assigned with Tittle, the social media agency that's like running the whole house. I used to be assigned with them and I was dropped in January because my engagement was low and like whatever, my account wasn't growing a ton. I'm not salty about that at all. This isn't a get back. They're working with like these huge events and like huge influencers now. It would be a waste of time and resources to keep me signed and like actually keep that up, especially when I'm not really going anywhere. Another really important thing is one of the people who is actually running the Glow House owes me money and just refuses to give it to me. He came to me with a brand deal, $350, which isn't a ton of money, but still like $350 more than I had. Hey, do you want to do this? Yep, I do the deal. I upload it. Everything's good. I have been owed my money for about a month and a half and I haven't seen it. Hey, I was supposed to get this on this date. I haven't yet. He texts me back. Yeah, sure. I'll talk to accounting for sure. Like you should get paid today. Nothing. Every time I have texted him about it since then, silence, no response, doesn't give a fuck. I'm sorry, but I feel like if you're mismanaging money like that and just not paying smaller creators, that opens a very, very big window of opportunity. But to the party itself, oh my God, it kind of felt like a Black Mirror event. I don't mean to be so negative, but a lot of people want to know like the real shit that was going on. It was amazing. It was pretty fun, but it's not everything that people are making it out to be. That party was so like very like cut and clear, like hanging out with these people and nobody else. All the groups kept to themselves and there was this one really specific group didn't give a shit about anybody but themselves. I went up to one of the people in this group and I'm trying to have a conversation. Literally, eye contact maintained. I knew they could not give a shit about what came out of my mouth. I'm talking to this motherfucker and literally it's just It made me realize that like to these big influencers, like no matter what, you are nothing but a number to them. And it's not even out of arrogance. Like it's just how your brain can process it. They meet all these new fans, they meet all these new people all the fucking time. And that's where shit gets tricky because if you didn't go out to LA with a big group of other influencers in this big friend group and you're all making content together, there was really no point of going. If you weren't incredibly famous or well known, these people would not give you the light of day. They don't want to be your friend. They don't want to meet new people. If there's not something mutually beneficial out of the interaction that you're having with them, there's no point in having it. Kind of insane to see somebody like treat real people like that. Nobody there, none of the influencers, nobody there made me feel unwelcome at all. I felt super welcome, but it was just all so fake. Just to recap, like this was my real shit. This is what I went through. This isn't what everybody went through. I'm not making this to cancel anybody. Like notice how I didn't drop names. I don't care. I don't care about getting clout off this. I'm not even gonna do social media after this. This is nothing against the house itself. The house itself, I like the message they have behind it. I know there's nothing but good intentions behind these people and the people who are running it. Nobody specifically made me feel left out. My main thing was just, oh my God, it is so crazy how I literally am not a real person to you guys. Yeah, that was my experience. I had a ton of fun and honestly, like it's hella good lore. That was another reason why I wanted to go too. Just like the lore of like, yeah, I was at the Glow House party. Like that shit's so funny. That shit's so funny.
My best friend of 8 years stopped being my best friend over an Easter basket. I literally can't even fathom what's happening, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a TikTok. We're just gonna call my best friend Anna, and then we'll just call her boyfriend Tyler. So me and my best friend Anna had a sleepover on Tuesday. Mind you, it's Thursday now. And we start talking about how we're excited for Easter because even though we're in high school, our parents still make us Easter baskets. And since we're on the topic of that, I'm like, speaking of, what are you getting Tyler, your boyfriend, for Easter? She's like, oh, I didn't even really think about making him an Easter basket. Okay, you didn't think about making your boyfriend an Easter basket? Tyler plays football and I'm a football manager, so right away I'm like, oh gosh, my boys aren't getting treated right. And then she goes, well, that's a good idea, like I'm gonna make him one. No, you're not gonna take my idea and go make him an Easter basket. I didn't actually tell Anna that she wasn't gonna take my idea, but I did text Max and I was like, hey, just to let you know, Anna's not making you an Easter basket. And you know how boys are, they're like, oh, that's fine, like I'm still gonna get her one. Like he did not care, but like, that just shows that he's the person who should be getting one. I do not care if you're dating my best friend or not. I am a very compassionate person, so I was like, you know what? I'm making him an Easter basket. And since Anna's family celebrates Easter on Sunday, I didn't want to look like the person copying, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring Tyler his basket this morning. And to clarify, this was like early on the way to school. So even if I told Anna beforehand that I was getting him a basket, I would have never had time to pick her up before school and then go to Tyler's house. So I end up taking him his basket on the way to school, and he posted on his Snapchat story because for some reason he thought that my friend Anna gave it to me to give to him. If I told him that on accident so that he'd post it on his story and she would get mad, I'm sorry. Like, I literally can't even remember if I did that. Anyway, she like sends me the story and she's like, what is this? Of course, I'm like, it's an Easter basket because that is what it was. She literally avoided me all day at school, so now I'm like, you know what? I'm about to just go to Max's house and see what's going on because I can't do this anymore.
Okay, story time on how I literally became friends with this Nazi. I had no idea. He ended up getting expelled. Everything. Let's get into it. Okay, I didn't even know this guy. Like, I never seen him before. I seen him on campus, and then he started complimenting my outfit. He was like, "Oh, I like your outfit," and I was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Oh, like that's sweet." You know, he's cool. So naturally, like, we would start hanging out in school just a little bit, like passing time or whatever. And for some reason, he gave me those kind of weird vibes. So I asked him. I was like, "Are you a Trump supporter? Like, or like, you know, like, are you racist?" Like, I don't know. He gave me that vibe, so I had to ask the question. And he's like, no, like, no, none of that. And I'm like, okay, cool, we cool, you know? Now, mind you, I thought this guy was, like, super smart. He seemed very sophisticated. Like, he would wear suits to school. I'm like, okay. The more we kept talking, I could see that he has, like, this facade. Like, how he was literally, like, I don't know how to put this, but, like, he was, like, an ex-thug. Or, like, he used to rob cars. He told me he used to steal cars. I should have known when he told me that. But, like, he was telling me, he was like, I'm, like, a changed person. Like, you know, that's not who I am anymore. You know, and I'm like, okay, like, you know. No. And then I come to school literally the next week, and they're, like, saying, you know, something happened on the 3rd floor, blah, blah, blah. And I only have classes Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So, like, it must have happened on, like, a Tuesday or a Thursday. And they're like, I'm going to class, and there's, like, police officers all outside my door. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what happened that I'm not aware of? I talked to the teachers, and they're like, you know, this guy, he got expelled. He's expelled. He's not allowed on campus grounds. Like, if you see him, call 911. Don't call campus patrol. Call 911. Call the police. I said, really? And come to find out, it's that same guy that I met, like, the week before. And then I'm talking to this girl in class about it, and I'm like, that's him. Like, he seemed so sweet. Like, that's him. Like, are you sure? They said he was harassing teachers and harassing people from the LGBTQ community. I said, what is going on? But anyway, yeah, and I was talking to this girl, and I was like, yeah, he was just complimenting my outfits and everything. That's crazy. And she's like, he was doing the same thing to me. I said, what? And, like, I'd be sitting in class, and then, like, my class is literally huge, so he'd walk past the door and, like, wave to me in front of everyone, and I would wave back, because, like, I'm a nice person, but, like, come to find out, I should have known when he told me he got into a fight, like, 2 days before. I don't know. Honestly, if you guys would have seen him, you guys probably thought he was a little weird, too, but, like, don't judge a book by its cover, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just trying to be nice, but come to find out, he's, like, a Nazi, I guess, and he was harassing people, and that's insane, because I was literally his friend. I was like, what? And then I tried to text him, and I was like, what happened? And he read my stuff, and then I see he posted on Instagram with some guns. I said, oh, that tells me everything I need to know. But that just shows you how quick things can change. Like, what? What? But yeah, crazy. Hope you enjoyed.
Story time, how I'm not friends with my boy best friend. So if y'all don't know, he is a dad and he is 71 backwards. Now you're probably like saying, like, why did you just say that? Well, because that involves with this story. So on Friday, he was telling me how he was gonna go fly out to Mexico to go see his child that he has. And as a friend, I was proud and happy for him, because as a friend should be supporting their friends. But then he was also telling me how his ex was texting him because she found out that he was gonna go to Mexico. And he was telling me, like, oh, I'm not gonna get with her because she cheated on me multiple times. And I didn't care because we're only friends. I was like, all right, like, you do you, like, I don't care. But little did I know that was gonna go downhill. The second that he arrives there, he unfollows me, he removes all my posts that we posted together, and he blocks me. But later I found out that he was also talking crap about me with his ex. Not only that, but I also found out that he was also using me for fame, for the followers and the likes. And that is also one of the reasons why I dropped him. But the main reason why I also dropped him was because he is with someone who is 4 years apart from each other. So do the math. Knowing that he is a lying person, he was talking to like 3 girls. He is not loyal at all. He's not the type of person y'all think he is. And I found this out because the girls texted me and stuff like that and told me everything. So yeah. But don't worry, because the videos will come back, but with someone different.
I'm having beef with this one TikToker. I'm not gonna drop her name because I'm not trying to start anything, but some things have happened and I literally never talk about drama on here, but I just feel like I need to share my side before anything potentially escalates. Basically, the other day I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw these girls on my For You page and they were just dancing to a song like a lot of TikToks, and I just thought it was a really cute video, so I went to comment, OMG, you girls are awesome. So everything starts off nice and the girl responds saying, thank you, I like your TikToks. And when I saw that comment, I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe this is is gonna be a new internet friend for me. Like, how fun. So I respond to her saying something like, oh, I like your TikToks too. But here's where things take a turn. Homegirl immediately switches up on me and says, and I quote, I bet mine are better than yours. What? It totally caught me off guard. This was my first time ever commenting on this girl's page. But honestly, I just chalked it up to like her joking, I guess. And so the next day I see that she posts a new video and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna comment something nice on this one too. It was just a little video of her lip syncing a song and I just said, nailed it. Genuinely. I said it very genuinely, okay? And she responded to that saying, fan behavior, SMH, eye rolling emoji. I was just so taken aback because I was like, well, I'm like literally just trying to be nice. And then we have the kicker, okay? I know at this point you guys are like, well, Mimi, just stop commenting on her stuff. I did. But today I couldn't help myself and I just went to go check on her profile and I just saw, I swear this was not her bio yesterday. She just changed her bio to cooler than @Mimi. And she tagged my account. What? I really hope that this all blows over. Maybe I'm misreading everything, but that's the tea. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Get ready with me plus story time on how my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend snuck into his house while I was there. And if you're new to the series, this isn't my story time, it's one of my followers. So if you also want to send me a story time, please do so through my email in bio. And these are all told in first person. And for codenames, we're going to call the ex-girlfriend Lana and we're going to call my boyfriend Abraham. So when me and Abraham first started dating, he warned me, not really warned me, but obviously he told me about his ex-girlfriend because we both talked about like and told each other about our exes and we both had like some pretty, and I honestly did not think it was that bad at first because all she would do was just like stalk my like socials and stalk his socials whenever. I was like, all right, like that's normal, like I get it, whatever. Like I didn't really care about that. I never really said anything, but like I would always see her in my views and everything. But it didn't start to get bad until she decided to make like 100 fake accounts and tried to like add him on like all different types of socials and like get him to follow her back. This girl even went as far as like making a fake account of like his aunt or like one of his family members and saying like, oh, like I think she commented like, oh honey, like it's this and so, like it's so and so, like can you follow me back, like whatever. And obviously like he follows the account back because he thinks it's the relative. But then she immediately exposes herself, like not even like a few days later. Keep in mind this account had like no post, like only followed him. So like I don't think he thought that it was suspicious because like he's a guy. But then like after I realized it, I was like, wait, like you couldn't tell when it had like no followers. But he ran to me as soon as like he got this like weird message from the account saying like it's actually like Lana and like I just created this account because like I need to talk to you again, like please don't block me, like saying all this stuff. And at this point, we're new to her doing this, so he doesn't even say anything. He just goes ahead and blocks her, like says absolutely nothing. Ooh, my brother just walked in. And this is when things started to get really bad because I think she started to realize that he just really like never wanted to speak to her again, which he obviously like had been showing her that for like months because they had been broken up for like 7 months at this point. Oh my God. So this girl eventually resorts to calling his mom and sister, and they both like do not like this girl. So when Lana decides, and she didn't tell me this until like after Lana spam called like the mom on like different accounts, because like the mom like didn't just want to like straight up block her because she was like what the heck, but she was starting to get like really stressed out and eventually like did block her because Lana just kept calling and like asking like when she could see Abraham again and that like she missed the mom and the family and all this stuff. And it got so bad to the point where Abraham's mom had to call her mom and tell her like what her crazy daughter was doing. And eventually Lana stopped for like about 2 months. But then right after that, she just started to do crazier things. And go to part 2 because I'm already at 3 minutes without editing. Love you guys. Bye. Story time on how my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend snuck into his house while I was there, part 2. And if you're new to the series, this isn't my story time, it's one of my followers, so if you also want to send me a story, please do so through DM. Things started to get really, really bad after that. Like, we thought she had calmed down and she would stop after, like, her mom, like, talked to her, whatever, and, like, the moms talked it out, but this only enabled her to be even worse. This girl started to show up to not only Abraham's house, but my house. I don't know where she lived, but, like, she's a girl. I mean, I don't blame her, like, we all stalk, but, like, she would actually show up to my house is crazy. Like, I wasn't surprised that she found the house. I was surprised of the fact that she actually showed up to my house. Like, okay, stalking my TikToks originally and, like, calling the moms, like, that was already, like, crazy. But, like, showing up to both of our houses is a little bit nuts. And this girl did so many other crazy things, which I can get into. But now let's get to the part where she actually, like,
snuck into my boyfriend's house. Me and Abraham are just chilling, like, in his room, just, like, hanging out. I don't even remember what we were doing at this point because, like, what happened next, like, actually shocked me. But basically, we hear, like, a knock on the door. And Abraham's like, come in, like, whatever. And then no one comes in for, like, a few seconds. We're like, oh, like, maybe that's his mom, like, dropping off his laundry bin, like, outside his door. So, I mean, she just, like, didn't want to bother us or whatever. But then we hear the knock again, and Abraham's like, come in. And for a second, we thought we were in a horror movie because Abraham realized that his mom wasn't even home. So he was like, who the heck is knocking at my door? And his dad wasn't home either. So we were both like, what the heck is this? So Abraham gets up, and that's when we hear the door slightly open because he's, like, scrambling, and he's like, who is that? Like, he's actually, like, we're both like, what the heck? But he's the one that's, like, talking. And then we hear the door, like, slowly open. I'm not even kidding you. This girl opens the door and runs to hug Abraham. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I've actually never seen anything more crazy in my life. So Abraham, like, pushes her away, and she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry to do this. Like, I can't believe I just did this. Like, all this stuff. And me and him are both, like, I'm in shock. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what the heck? And he's, like, looking at me, like, I don't even know. Like, we were both just in absolute shock. So then she starts, like, running, like, down the stairs. Like, this girl's actually crazy. Like, I would never call a girl crazy, but this girl's actually crazy. So she, like, runs out, speeds away, and me and Abraham are like, what the heck? Like, we get this on the ring, we send it to her mom, whatever, and eventually this girl, like, she drops out of school, because we all went to school together, and she hasn't been in school since. We don't know what happened to her, if she's homeschooled, if she got help. We, to this day, still don't know. But yeah, that is one crazy story time. And yeah, thank you so much to the girl that sent me this. Reading this, I was like, is this a joke? Like, that's actually, like, insane. I don't even know what I would do in that situation. But stay tuned for more story times. Love you guys. Bye.